Water. It can be peaceful, tranquil, but it has to be in the right location. I am Jim Slazarski, the owner of AquaTech Waterproofing. We have been in the waterproofing business in the Charlotte area for 25 years. What I specialize in is crawl spaces and basements and below grade moisture issues. Let's open the door and reveal what we're working on in this crawl space. This is a sealed crawl space, and we can take a walk through and we can see some of the advantages of going to a sealed crawl space. What we do is wrap the piers. The foundation is also sealed with a 15 mil heavy gauge reinforced liner. Then we tape the seams together so we stop the evaporation process from entering into the crawl space. After the crawl space is encapsulated, it becomes very controlled, no more moisture in this space, and it can actually be used as a storage area. This one in particular can be seen as a very good storage because of the space that we have. But the controlled on the wood will stay very stable. The moisture content in the wood will stay very stable. Indoor air quality is also a big concern, and that's dramatically changed by controlling this environment beneath the house. One of the things that they say is about 40% of the air that you breathe upstairs in the house comes from the evaporation of the crawl space air into the house. Once this is stilled and contained and dehumidified, it becomes very clean, a very more healthy environment to breathe. In this industry, an encapsulated crawl space can be described in three different ways: a sealed crawl space, a closed crawl space, or an encapsulated crawl space. All three relatively mean the same thing. In the Carolinas, by the code requirements, once you encapsulate the crawl space, one of the needs is a dehumidifier to regulate the space underneath the house. The importance of regulating the space is in the summer months that we can keep the humidity level below 60%. Once the humidity level drops below 60%, I create an environment that's very difficult for mold to grow. This is one of the reasons why we have a better indoor air quality, is because underneath the house does not have the ability to produce mold because of the dehumidifier that's regulating this space. In this particular crawl space, as you can see, we have a lot of space to control. So we go with a more commercial brand dehumidifier. This is a 90 pint per day dehumidifier that's going to automatically evacuate out the water. You don't have to drain any kind of old style pan. This will automatically drain down into a submersible pump area where it discharges the water out to a daylight exit. Once we encapsulate the crawl space, the foundation vents on the exterior look exactly the same. They're just shut. They're not letting the passive air drop into the crawl space like before. All the work is done on the interior of the crawl space, where we close the crawl space down with rigid insulation behind this vent, stopping that air from migrating into the crawl space. Other considerations to having a well-drained property is to have a positive grade or a slope away from the foundation so the rainfall is direction away. Also, to have your downspouts directioning the water away from the foundation so it does not go right up against the side of the house. Let's open the door on this crawl space. Before AquaTech came and serviced this crawl space, we had excessive moisture in the crawl space, which needed a drainage system in there. We also had standing water, mold on the floor joist system, also wood debris on the ground. The wood debris on the ground is a prime reason why you can get termites in a house. It's because it's just a food, wet wood on the ground, just as a food source for termites. Sometimes the things that you can't see are the things that are affecting your health. If you're in the Charlotte area or surrounding area, call AquaTech and we will be happy to come out and take a look at what's going on underneath your house. You can call 704-841-7638. Water. With AquaTech, it can be a peaceful feeling knowing that water is not under your home affecting your house.